I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hi, I'm Luke Ryan for JoBlo.com and welcome to Top 5 Movie Mistakes. Whether it's 1941 or whether it's Jaws, in every movie, somewhere along the way, someone has screwed up. In 2018, Steven Spielberg released the 32nd film in his illustrious filmography, an adaptation of the 2011 science fiction novel Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Primarily taking place inside a virtual reality world called the Oasis, Ready Player One is absolutely littered with pop culture references and characters from numerous different franchises, whether it's the DeLorean from Back to the Future, the Iron Giant, or even Chucky. But is the film as jam-packed full of movie mistakes as it is cool Easter eggs? The short answer is no. No, it's not. But there are a few to point out, so let's get right into it with Ready Player One. Number 5. During the incredible race sequence in the film, which we see play out twice, as Parzival approaches the finish line, take a look at the gate. The main thing to note is that there is a train track running right next to it, which seems innocuous enough, but later on when Parzival takes an alternate route to the finish line and wins the race, as he drives through the gate, the finish line is quite different. Gone are the train tracks, and now erected on either side of the front gate are railings. That being said, we are dealing with a virtual world here, and perhaps when you reach the finish line, the gate changes. I don't know, I'll leave that one up to you, but it certainly doesn't match either way. Number 4. When we get a close look at Wade's collection of clippings to hunt for clues to win the elusive Easter egg hidden inside the Oasis, take a look at this note he has stuck to the wall. Movies set in New York. Ghostbusters. Check. Escape from New York. Check. King Kong. Check. Mad Max. Check. Wait a minute. Mad Max. In what world did Mad Max actually take place in New York? Maybe they were thinking of another Australian classic from a few decades ago.
That's a lie.
Number 3. When Wade meets Sam for the first time in the real world, notice behind them this pole. It's an odd thing to pick out from the frame, I will admit, but you'll see why as the scene progresses.
Birthmark. So what? Why would that scare me?
Everything seems okay so far, right? Only, I would have expected to see that pole behind Sam as she sat down. Perhaps it's just the perspective. But as the scene continues and we cut from Wade back to Sam, boom! The pole suddenly appears behind her. And that's that. Number 2. Near the end of the film, Parzival shoots his best friend Artemis, who dies inside the Oasis, and is removed from the game in the real world. Take a look at this scene and see if you can spot the mistake.
Get out of IOI and meet us at River South.
Wait, no.
You'll forgive me for this, I promise.
Wait, no.
Get it together, Sixer. Back to respawn. Let's go. Move. You're in.
Did you catch it? When Artemis, or Sam, in the real world is taken out of the game, she drops her 2 controllers onto the floor. As Sorrento approaches from behind and places a new person inside the game, the controllers are now magically back in place, slotted onto the front of the suit. Number 1. Now, an honourable mention before we get to the top spot is during the race sequence. We see Parzival sliding his DeLorean underneath a truck, opening the gull-wing door to scoop up some coins. If you watch the first shot, the door starts to open, and in the next shot, it's closed again and begins to open up all over again. But while this is technically a continuity mistake, in motion it's really a matter of frames, and this kind of cutting is actually employed in some methods of editing action scenes to keep the flow of motion visible to the audience without rushing through the beats, allowing the audience's eye to actually catch up with what's happening on screen. So for me, while it's listed online as a mistake, I'm not buying it. Another movie mistake debunked. But the number 1 mistake in Ready Player One is absolutely an irrefutable movie goof, as we watch Wade at the beginning of the film traversing the stacks of trailers where he lives and walks past this particular window. At first, the curtains are closed, and then, in the blink of a cut, the curtains are now open. And not only that, this is a double whammy, but a wire has suddenly manifested itself on the side of the trailer which wasn't there before. Now, if this was the Oasis, I could understand this kind of bizarre glitch, but as this is the real world, it's a mistake, and honestly, compared to other films we've covered in this series, Ready Player One gets off pretty light. I mean, you can't really argue with a film that brings The Shining back from the dead, can you? Once again, I've been Luke Ryan for JoBlo.com. Thank you for watching, leave your comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one.